say this all the time, but men are taught how to get a partner and women are taught how to keep their partner. Men steadily put less and less effort into their relationships over time.
This is why women need to stop trying to be a man's piece. You do not want to be that man's piece. A man at peace, a man too comfortable in a marriage under patriarchy is a man exploiting you. A man who does not appreciate you. A man who's going to make your life harder and harder with time. Now, I'm not saying be like a bird. But what I am saying is that I think in heteronormative relationships, both men and women are taught to think of it as like this big achievement, right? We got married, we did it. That's the beginning. That is the beginning of a new chapter where both people are going to be doing a lot of work on themselves and hopefully deconstructing patriarchy within that marriage. I don't know a single couple that's healthy that is not facing the ugly truths of patriarchy that come up like a whack-a-mole. Whack! Oh, there it is. There it is. It just comes up. It comes up. It is so deep within all of us that it's gonna come up. And the healthy couples that I know, the happy couples that I know, and by the way, these are all like, all my female friends are like very progressive and they're feminists and they are like badasses and they're independent. And so none of us will ever be in like traditional. So for a man to be able to handle us and benefit from us and all of the amazing things we bring into their life, they better be willing to step up and be our partners, not our husbands. Because I'm not interested in being a wife. I'm interested in being a teammate, an equal teammate who has maybe different, I'm better at certain things, you know? Like me and my husband we're really good at certain things, but a lot of those things are different. So we actually are teaching each other a lot. We're growing and evolving together and we complement each other well. But if I ever start to sense that we are not equal in his eyes, I am gone. And I have never gotten that from him. And I think one of the reasons is because of the work he did before we got into this marriage, but also the work he is willing to put in the marriage. Because unlike a lot of men, my husband knows that I was happy. I was very happy as a single woman. I am used to being on my own. I loved my single life. And that the only reason why I am with him, besides the fact that I love the crap out of him, is that our life together is equally as amazing as it was before he came into my life. Certain aspects of my life are better in terms of I have evolved and grown so much in how I communicate and how I've just done a lot of healing because, you know, you can heal a lot in a relationship. Relational healing happens in a relationship. But then there's other parts of relationship that I miss. You know, I miss just being able to do what the hell I want. Not accountable to anybody. Just, I'm just going to go do that. I'm going to go do that. But, you know, but it's not that I don't miss that, but it's different, you know? Because when I was single, I wanted somebody to care where I was going, you know? But the only marriages that I know of with women like me who are just like independent and just, you know, whatever, are the ones where the men are willing to do the work. And I don't believe men are willing to do that work unless they love the crap out of her. Why would they do that work? Why? For men who feel lucky to be with her. Not in that he's an insecure man and worships her and doesn't think he's good enough for her. Not in that way whatsoever. But a man that's confident in himself, knows he has value, knows he has worth, wants to grow, wants to learn, and is like, this one is special. I don't ever want to let her go. She's the one, right? Men like that are more likely to do the work. They do not see marriage as the finish line. They know not only do they get her by winning her over and proving to her that they're worthy of her, but they know they have to keep her. And I swear, so many men, they worry about getting fired from their jobs and they never worry about getting fired from their marriage. And men should worry more about that. And that's why they're all like, what happened? She's out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, she wanted to get divorced. That's because that man just did not think that she would leave. And at the root of that line of thinking is entitlement, which is when I tell y'all, when you're looking for red flags, entitlement is like the most important one. Men who feel entitled. That's the foundation of grape culture, by the way. But that's also the foundation of weaponized incompetence, weaponized everything. Just exploitation of women, especially the women that they're married to. That is about entitlement. And if these men feel entitled to you and feel like it's done, I'm good, I'm set for life, rather than I better learn and grow and keep up with her. Because every woman that I know, myself included, I work so hard on myself, y'all. You would think this was a full-time job. How hard I work on myself, but I don't get paid for this. In fact, I pay to work on myself. That's where like most of my money goes. But I spend so much time and energy trying to learn and grow and challenge myself and do better and be better and face things I don't want to look at, take risks, you know? And I have no interest in being a man with a man who doesn't also want to do that. The whole point of being alive is to grow. You literally have a little baby and then you grow, right? But it's to grow on every level. And wisdom is about learning lessons from your growth, right? And growing. Men who do not want to grow or change, they literally want to stay the same. Those men are going to be terrible husbands. Those are the men that see relationships or marriage as the finish line, not the beginning of a whole new life, right? And what seems to happen more often than not is women outgrow their partners. One of the biggest lessons I learned from that abusive relationship is that all the work that I'd done on myself has to be equally as motivated to learn and change and grow. And what I realized in that relationship is that guy was not at all interested. So I just kept trying to grow, and he's going backwards or going nowhere. And he pulled both of us back. And I'm not willing to ever let a man pull me backwards ever again. I have worked too hard to be who I am, to love who I am. I mean, I hated myself for most of my life, and I finally love who I am. I will not let a man compromise that ever again. And most women, especially the older they get, the more we're like, less patient we are for men and their BS, and the less willing we are to put up with men who do not want to grow and change and push themselves. And I know that most of this is our cultural conditioning, right? Men are taught to get a woman. Just like my mutual said, please go watch that video. And women are taught to keep a man. Honestly, in my experience, most of the women that I know who are married to men or just who date men, they do so much work on themselves and the relationship. I'm not saying all women do this, but the women that I'm associated with do. They do so much to learn and grow. Honestly, we just need to focus on ourselves. It's the men who really, especially under patriarchy, because they're the ones who benefit from marriage. They're the ones who get everything out of marriage. Systemically and just the way we're all conditioned, unless they fight actively against that. Men are the ones who need to not only worry about getting the girl, but keeping the girl. And one of the reasons why the great divorce is happening, Hope Pedler tagging her, that was her term. She made that popular. The great divorce is happening because none of these men are worried about losing their wives, their girlfriends. They just think that all they gotta do is get her. Do not be a man's piece. Because the moment men are so entitled and so lazy because of patriarchy, that the minute they think, I'm all good, man, the moment they get way too comfortable, they fall into their selfish spiral, and slowly but surely they start to make your life hell. And part of that is because of our conditioning to always take care of them, worry about them, default to them, give them the benefit of the doubt, all that crap. I don't ever want my husband to walk on eggshells and think, I'm never going to be like, divorce. You know what I mean? Like, that's not healthy. But I think one of the biggest advantages of not marrying early on, I know how amazing it is to be alone. I was single more or less until 42 is when I got married. I know how peaceful and happy and full my life is as a single woman. And because of that, I'm not worried if something happens. And I don't mean like divorce. I mean, literally something could happen. I know at the end of the day that I'm going to be okay no matter what.